turn the time over to you.
All right. Hey guys, thanks so much for joining me. What an introduction. So in case you guys don't know, I've been a coach for about 3 years now. I was a registered nurse before I became a coach. And I became a coach after the death of my grandfather. I really saw firsthand what was happening within the healthcare system, but also most importantly, and what we do here every day as coaches is battle those obesity epidemic that's happening within the United States and within Canada. And so I didn't really know anything about Beachbody coaching. I didn't know it was part of an MLM. I really didn't know anything, but I did know that we had some incredible products, and that through our support and motivation that we could help people get results. And so within 9 months of my business, I quit nursing, and it's just kind of been this like cyclic effect every single every single month, basically doing the same thing. And I think that so often, if you guys have these incredible teams, there's just all this training, right? But I really feel because there's so much training available that we forget to do the basics. And that's one thing that I think is just super, super important, that when you guys are teaching your coaches, or even just for your own business, just to keep this business super, super simple, right? We have to invite, we have to expand our market, we have to post on social media and share what it is that we're doing, and we have to be a product of the product so that people understand that these products work, and sharing our story daily. And that's really all we have to do. So up until I created this system that I'm going to share with you guys, I was basically like a hot mess express. And I still, I still consider myself very much a hot mess. I've got 3 kids. I, have a really big business, and I have ADD. So I run around like with the chicken with my head cut off on most days. So I put the system into place because I was basically like answering people's emails and answering people's messages, and I ran around with like notebooks and scratch papers and Post-its everywhere, and my follow-up was horrible unless I saw them in my Facebook Messenger or they emailed me back. And the new system that I'm going to show you guys, I think it's going to be really easy, for you guys to duplicate this with your teams. As you guys know, everything that we do should be duplicatable. And for 2, follow-up. You guys know that the key to the business is follow-up. So by doing this, I'm going to show you how I have a really awesome follow-up system now. And now my problem is keeping on track of all of the emails that I'm getting, because I'm not losing people, because I have a really good follow-up system. So I'm going to do a screen share here. Let's see if I can. Oops, I lost you guys. Hold on a second. Let me go to screen share. Let's see if I can get my slides pulled up for you guys. And I'll start here. Oh no, hold on. Bounce to Safari, of course. All right, hold on. Having problems. Okay, here we go. All right, let's play this bad boy. Okay, so hopefully we go. All right, so it's really creating pipelines to simplify your business. I'm going to show you guys what I do each and every day in my business. And the business is all about doing the right activities, right? You guys could get stuck on Facebook, maybe stuck on IG for hours, not know what to post. But the magic that our business happens is all behind the scenes. So you might have crafty posts, you might have these great blogs, these great videos, right, to really help you with your attraction marketing. But all of the work that we do is really in the trenches. So as I mentioned before, it's about keeping it really simple. So obviously we have to do our workouts, show people from start to finish, right? We're asking people to follow a 21-day, a 60-day program, and we're asking them to do this. So by coaches, it's important that we're leading by example and that we're doing this too. So this is one of the things that I can tell you in my second year of my business, when my business really started getting going, I kind of like going to the wayside because I was so focused on my business aspect that I kind of forgot about the fitness aspect of it. Okay, so obviously being a product of the product is key, and an easy post, just sharing that on social media. As you guys are inviting, of course, you guys are going to get objections. And this is where most people get beat down, right? They take it personally that the person on the other end doesn't want to join their team or doesn't want to do a challenge group with them. One thing that I'm sure you guys have all realized is that it's not you at all. It's the other person that's not ready. And your job as a coach is to keep offering what we have to other people because you guys know that this works. And one thing that I just want to stop and just have you guys ask yourselves is, when your coach approached you about becoming a coach, were you turned off by that? And I think that that's something that's really, really important, because when you sit there and you ask yourself, what has this done for my life, for my business, for my health, for my fitness, you're probably forever grateful that your coach introduced this to you. And so that is our job, is to offer what we have to other people. And regardless on the other side, just know that you go at that with a serving type of attitude, and that you have to keep offering it to more and more people every single day, and that you're doing those invites and you're building that relationship. And I feel like this is where a lot of coaches really get hung up, is they don't know how to invite, they don't know how to add people into their network. And this is the question that I get from my coaches quite frequently. So this is just an easy way that we can do it. I'm going to start sharing exactly what I do, how I expand my market. I'm just going to show you guys just like what I do for Facebook, because I primarily work my business on Facebook and Instagram. Those are the two areas that I really work my business, and Instagram would be a whole nother call. So all right, so this is just an example of the business activity tracker that I used to give my new coaches. I thought that it was really simple. I thought that it was just really laid out, right? We add, we message, we invite, we present the business opportunity, we follow up, we recognize those that are doing well, we have our social media posts, we do our personal development, our Shakeology, our workouts, all these things that you guys are well aware of. And I thought, this is pretty simple. This is something that I would think a brand new coach would be able to follow along with, right? These are the things they need to know. But the problem got to go with the ins and outs of what we actually do. So let's start with, where do you find people? I get this question a lot. Where do you find people? Well, first of all, people are absolutely everywhere, right? I don't know one person in our lives that doesn't want to improve their health. Whether it's they want to get stronger, whether it's that they want to lose weight, maybe it's that they have health issues that they're trying to overcome. Every single person that I know in this world wants to be more healthy. It's about us offering that solution to them. So, out in your community, Facebook groups, obviously, and I'm not talking about spamming into Facebook groups. I see this a lot with coaches, hey, I have a 21-day group or a 30-day group that I'm running in like a mom's group, and then all of a sudden, they get shut out of the group or whatever else reason. It has to be genuine and it has to be authentic. Facebook business pages. If you guys have a Facebook business page, it's a great way. I'm going to show you guys how I interact with those people and start building a relationship with them. Facebook search bar. So in Facebook search bar, in case you guys don't know, you guys can type in anything that you're looking for. So, it could be from something as simple as like moms that use Pampers. You could look for absolutely anything. I'm a big skier. I spend a lot of time skiing out here. So I could look up, people that are interested in skiing. Oftentimes I don't use searches for anything fitness related, because I feel like that's an issue where a lot of coaches are looking for those fitness people, and you're going to really overcrowd that market. So think about what else, makes you special. Are you somebody that I don't know, maybe you even enjoy, let's see, let me just try to think something. Like for me, I like fashion. I really like to shop. Like I said, I like skiing. My boys play hockey. My daughter's in gymnastics. So these are some other things that I look for, because I'm relatable to those kind of people. I'm very into being like more of a spiritual entrepreneur. If you guys follow me at all, I really believe in motivation. Personal development is really what my thing is. And so I will search other people that are really big into personal development. I know that they'll understand what I'm talking about. Obviously, friends of friends, Instagram, and like I mentioned before, everywhere. The key is to really understand who you are and what your target market is. Because you're not searching for everybody. You're searching for your dream coach or your dream challenger, or somebody that's going to excite you when you're building that relationship back and forth with them. And whether there's an outcome of them ever being in a challenge group with you or not, or joining your coaching team, generally you just like to connect with this person. And so that's really what you're looking for. All right, so first of all, I'm just going to give you guys 2 examples. So this here was just a screenshot of my like page this week. So I had 510 new likes, and what I do is I go over to the like section and I start scrolling through those people. And I kind of scope out their pages, if they're public or if they're friends of friends or something, so at least I can have an idea of who that person is. If there's somebody that I feel like I would really connect with, somebody that I would like to be friends with, then what I will do is I will send them a friend request, okay? Another thing that you guys can do if you don't have a Facebook business page is to search things that you enjoy. So I love this clothing brand. It's called Spiritual Gangster. They kind of get what my whole vibe is all about. And so I will search different people that follow that page. So I'll look at the comment section. You could even do this, like say you like Oprah or I don't know, like Shark Tank would be a good one too. Shark Tank's obviously another entrepreneurial type show. A lot of people that follow that show are entrepreneurs as well. So look in the comment section of people that are commenting on that. And if there's somebody that you feel like you would really connect with after scoping out their page, then send them a friend request. Now, what I do when I send a friend request, I don't send the friend request until after they've, I don't send them a message until actually after they've accepted my friend request. So I feel like a lot of times people are like, they're not getting my messages. Well, I don't send people a message until after they've requested my page. So your Facebook timeline, if that's what you guys are using for your business, should reflect who you are. It should be public so people understand who you are as an individual and if they want to stick around and become friends with you. So make sure that your timeline isn't all Beachbody, but that if you're a parent, you know, if you enjoy shopping, like I mentioned, maybe you're into yoga, whatever it is that you like, that it's reflective of, and I teach my coaches like 5 different pillars of things that you are really, really interested in. So people can get a broader scope of who you are as an individual, not just some like fitness fanatic, because you don't work out 24 hours a day. There's much more to your life than just fitness and health. And so think about those other things so that when I came to cruise down your timeline and decide if I want to accept your friend request, I can kind of get a gist of who you are. Once they accept my friend request, then I send them a message, and it has nothing to do with Beachbody whatsoever. And I know that this is kind of an area where I was seeing my coaches, what they were doing is they would send somebody a friend request from, say, their business page, and it would be like, hey, I like to connect with other women. I run health and fitness challenge groups. So right there, it is all about that coach's intention, and your no intention about the other person or anything about their life or building that relationship with them. The key to this whole business is building relationships. The reason why somebody would join your team over my team is because of the relationship that I've taken the time to build. So if you're just spamming people with just invites and you're not actually spending the time to build the relationship, and all of a sudden you see that person join another team, the truth is that that person probably spent more time building the relationship with them. And I can tell you it's happened to me more than once. And I probably know that it's because I extended the invite too early, or I just didn't take enough time to build a relationship with that person. So the only thing that you guys have over anybody else is, number one, you know, you're working on yourself through your personal development, you know, through that internal transformation as much as that internal transformation, and then also that relationship that you're building with another person. So, and I'm going to show you kind of what I do every single day to make sure that I keep this pipeline full. As you guys can see in my message here down to the right, this is somebody that just friended, I just sent a friend request the other day, and she's another nurse. So I connect with, my team is very, it's very unique within the Beachbody community. Most of the people on my team are in healthcare. I would say 90-95% of my team is people in healthcare, so it's kind of a unique team. But I connected with her by just saying, I recognize that she's into health and wellness. She had a lot of pictures of health and wellness on her page. She also had like a motivational banner her photo. So this was something that I was able to connect with her there. And then her profile picture was a picture of her baby. So take time to really, you know, identify what's on that person's page before you guys send them a message. This particular person, I actually have a call scheduled with her tomorrow to talk to her about coaching, because she scrolled through my page and figured that it would be something that she would really enjoy. So it doesn't always happen this fast. I can tell you that most of the time it's taking me a couple of weeks, if not longer, to build the relationship with people. Okay, so after that, we go into Streak. And if you guys aren't familiar with Streak, I love Streak. And the reason why is because, one, it's free. Two, it connects right to your Gmail account. And it's very, very easy to set up. So after this call, I'm going to share with you guys another call that another coach had done about setting up Streak. I just followed her, her system. It took me about an hour to set this up. And I failed at every other system that I have tried, because I'm just, like I mentioned to you guys, I'm a scatterbrain. So I don't want to have to go to a whole other system outside of my inbox to work my business. And I feel like that's where everything else failed before, where now everything that I do is right inside my inbox. So I don't have to go to another area, and I can add people that I'm not, that I don't have an email with yet. So it's a way that you guys can do your power of fives and build that relationship right inside your inbox. You don't have to go to another area. So these are some different pipelines that I'm using. I'll share the screen with you guys, the slides after the call. But I have one for people that are interested in challenge groups. I have one for new coach prospects. I have one for a power of five. My dream coaches on IG that I'm connecting with, and then my current coaches, and then old coach prospects is people that I was talking to about coaching, and for some reason they didn't decide to join. As you guys know, oftentimes no does not mean no forever. No means no, not right now. So I don't want to just get rid of those people. I want to keep them around, and I want to keep them in my network. Okay, so I will send these people information, about clean eating or recipes or groups that I'm joining, or running, once a month. I will send something to them to keep them in my pipeline. I also want to make sure that I'm still building relationships with these people on social media, because I know that they were interested as a coach at one time. And whether it was fear, whether it was income, whether there was something that turned them off about it, I know that I can continue to show them the value in what we do as coaches. So keep those people around that have told you no, because a lot of times if you guys ask your coaches, it wasn't the first or even maybe the second time that people say yes when they were presented with the opportunity. Okay, so power of fives. So these are people that I recently added on Facebook. I don't put them into my power of five until they've accepted my friend request. I go and I look at my friends on Facebook, and there's that section that says recently added, and that's where I add the people. What I do is I put, there's their Facebook link here, and then I also have how many days I've been connecting with them. So this is just from this week. So this just started yesterday, because after they're in here, I move them to another area. So what I do is I go do my power of five, and I make my connections right here through my inbox, because I can just click on the Facebook links, and I can go and I can make sure that I'm adding value into their life, and that I'm present on their pages. If there's anything that I feel like I could comment or add value into their life, this is where I do it, is right from here. Once they move from here, then I move them into the building value stage. And again, I'm just building that relationship. And I get asked, how long does this take? It really, really depends on how fresh the conversation is. Some of these people never post on Facebook. So they might post something 3 days ago, and then I go to add value and there's like nothing there. But the awesome thing is you guys will start to see is these people are going to start showing up on your timeline. They're going to start liking your posts. They're going to start commenting on your posts. So you're going to start being able to build that relationship with them. And then once you have that relationship is when you guys can actually extend that invite. Okay, new coach prospects. So this was actually from yesterday when I did this screenshot, but I don't know if you guys can see in the right-hand corner here. Whoa! Kind of goes along with my life, I guess, a little craziness. Hold on. Okay, so in the corner, there's probably close to 150 people in here right now that are new coach prospects. These are people that I've even been talking to from Facebook that I've now moved over into the coach prospect list. So whether I have, mentioned the coaching opportunity to them, send out the invite, maybe it came from one of my ads that I'm doing, maybe it was somebody that came out for me from Facebook or Instagram, and I put them in this pipeline. The one thing that I was doing before, and this is how I was missing so many people, is say I sent them maybe my first step invite, just telling them, hey, I'm really excited that you reached out about, Beachbody coaching. Are you familiar with what it is that we do? Sharing a little bit of my story. Well, once I sent that out, I had no good tracking of the email coming back unless I looked in my sent email folder, which is not really a great way to run a big business. You got to be tracking your business. And I think about how naive I was in the way that I ran my business before. And so this is why I really thought this call was going to really, really benefit you guys. So now, the key is to move people along this system as quickly as possible. Most people that are at their desks all day cannot access Facebook. And so, but they have access to their email. So this is a way to move people along your system a little bit further. So I sent out my first email. I also have a coaching video that I send. It's just a coach opportunity call that I've done in the past. I'm sure you guys have one. And then I do, like with my new coach prospects, I really like to set up calls with people. To me, it's really important. It's kind of a way for me to do a getting started right with them as well, so I can dig into who they are as an individual, why this really interests them. And so I spend a little bit of time on that before I really get them started as a coach. So that's just the way that I run my particular business. It's not how you have to run yours. But to me, I want to talk to my coaches that want to join my team. So as you guys will see, there's just little links here that I move them all along. There's follow-up. There's, waiting call schedule. Call is scheduled. Then there's an area that says not reached. I'm going to go into that with you guys in a minute to show you how incredible this system is. And then moving them to the new coach group, and then last call. So I always do like a last call email for people that I've been talking back and forth with, and they might be kind of like on the bridge, to let them know, like, my group is starting, giving them a deadline of my new coach training is starting on this day. Like, are you in or are you out? Because if you're out, then you're going to have to wait till next month. And I think that it's important that you guys give your prospects a deadline so that they know, like, this is when the group is starting. I've got to make my decision. So I do the same thing here with my challenge group interests as well. So again, contacted, moving them through all the different areas of my business. And I just feel like this has helped me in so many different ways, where especially now, right now with the cut month, it's all about inviting. It's all about building relationships. It's all about that follow-up. And if I didn't have this system, how could I be moving people along my pipeline? I wouldn't really be able to do this as quickly as I'm doing right now. All right, so this is kind of like what it looks like on the inside. Each person is assigned a box. And what's awesome about this is you put their name in here, obviously, as you guys can see, and then I give a little bit of information. So this person came from a medical professional want ad that I did on my like page. And as you guys can see down here is like an application. So I make everybody fill out an application that wants to join my team. So every time somebody contacts me, I send them back an application. I also have an area here for how many days that they're in this stage, so that I know how quickly I'm moving along in the conversation. And if I go through my emails and I see that I haven't heard back from them, or I haven't responded to them in, say 3 or 4 days, I know I need to follow up with them. Also, this is a great area where you can keep notes on the people that you're talking to. When you're talking to so many people, before I was using, I still have notebooks that I need to get rid of around my office, but before I would run out of room, and I would then the next month or the next day, I would like copy all the list again and move people over, which is just a waste of time. This way, when these people become my coaches, I know right away what ad did they come from. Super, super important information. You guys can be moving along in your business and everything can be going great, and all of a sudden you change something and you're not getting the results that you want. So being able to go back and analyze, where did this particular rockstar coach come from? What was the wording that I used in that post to attract that particular person to me? So having those kind of notes from your business is really helpful. And I've done this in some of my posts before and just found out which ones are my really good ones and reuse those over and over and over again. So even if you haven't done this yet, talk to your rockstar coaches. Find out from them, was it a particular post that brought them in? Was it something over time? Was it an ad that you did? So that you know it's all about quality, not quantity. So ask your rockstar coaches what brought them into the business, what kind of wording was it, or what particular ads, so you guys know to use that again and again and again. And here's just an easy way that you guys can do that and keep track of that information. All right, so here's like my favorite part besides the tracking is that when I was using like Wufoo documents is what I normally use for my applications, I would send it back, and sometimes I'd be like, I don't even know if they got this. I didn't know if it was because I was using Wufoo and it went from their spam or what happened. Well, there's this beautiful little eye. If you guys can see this down here in the bottom, it's a yellow eye. And when they receive and open up my email, it turns green. So now I know that who is opening up my emails and who is viewing my emails. Super, super awesome, right? So I never have to say like, hey, did you get my email? No, I know that so-and-so got my email. I also know how many times they've opened that email too. So I know that if they're opening it and they're looking at it frequently, most likely they're more interested in my information versus somebody that might just open it once and then never open it again. So the other part of this is the snippets. Snippets is basically, before I was using an app, just like my notes on my phone, and I would copy, with my finger, and I would send like the same stuff over and over and over again, coach sign up, whatever. Well, you guys can create snippets in here, and the same stuff that you send over and over and over again can come out in an email. And I'm going to show you guys about this in a second. So here's an example of one of my snippets. So this is one of my coach videos that I've done. It's just basically a coach opportunity call that I send to pretty much everybody that wants to join my team, so they have an idea of, what my team is all about, what my story is, what kind of training I offer. And this is something that I send a lot. So I created just a snippet. All I have to do is go to that little snippet button that I showed you guys, and it uploads into all of my all the emails that I want to send. And you guys can do this for anything that you do. So this could be for the welcome emails that you guys send to your coaches. I mean, we send that all the time, right? So I created a snippet for my welcome emails that I send to my coaches as well, so that I can just quick go sponsor a new coach, send them exactly what they need, and be done with it and go on with my day. As you guys can see on the right-hand side, this is just a little picture of the tracking. So I can see that this particular person opened my email twice, once 27 minutes ago and then once 21 minutes ago. So most likely they're probably online. They're probably interested in what it is what I'm doing. And so I will be sure to follow up with this person in a timely manner. I'm sorry, my dog is like eating something here. So this is all just free with your Gmail and with using Streak. I have Aweber to connect to people with as well, to send, keep them in my contacts. But a lot of people don't want to opt into things. And so I can track with that, which is great. But if I'm just starting to talk to somebody, the last thing they're going to want to do is necessarily opt in. And then it's hard for me to track who's opening the emails. So this is a great way for you guys to track on who's opening your emails and also streamline your business. All right, the last part that I want to show you is keeping track of your coaches. So I just started putting my coaches in here. So these are the coaches that I just signed. And the great thing about this is, how do you guys identify your runners in your business? You guys know that you sprint with your sprinters, you run with your runners, you walk with your walkers. So this is a great way to be able to identify who is doing what and who should be getting your attention in your business. As your business starts going and your business becomes big, and say you sponsor, 10, 15 coaches a month or maybe more, how do you identify who is at what area? And so here I have, I sent my coach welcome email, and then I get an about me form. So when I get the about me form, I move them along, and then they get a second email from me. So my system, when I sponsor new coaches, I send them little bits of information at a time, because I don't want to overwhelm them with things to do. So I give them a little assignment, and then they give me something back. If they're not giving me something back, then they're not matching my energy. The whole business is about having people match your energy and your intensity. Now, they might not be running as fast as you guys are, but at the same time, are they giving you something back? That's what's really important, and I can track that in this kind of system. Also, as they move along, are they added into my new coach group? How many times I'm like, oh, I hope I added that person, and then I'm trying to look back in the coach online office and figure out, who was where. So now I know who all's been added, and then their months in Success Club. So what coaches are hitting Success Club on a constant basis? So because I just started that, these 3 coaches have hit Success Club, and so I can track and where they're at. And then you can also add in, your diamond and your emeralds and your star diamond coaches too, because those people need love and they need recognition as well. So you can enter your coaches in here and put their Facebook URL and go to their page and give them love and give them recognition too. And I think that that's part, built into something that we do on a daily basis, is to make sure that, even if it's just not, the Success Club recognition or the PV recognition or them doing a good post or a rank advancement, that you still recognize them for just being a good quality individual. And I know that as you advance in ranks, especially like some of my elite coaches, they do so well on their own that I have to remember to recognize them on a daily basis, because they don't ever bother me. They don't ever reach out for anything. They're my co-partners in crime when we run this business. And so this gives me a system to be able to recognize them and everything that they're doing. All right, last. I believe that this is the most important thing, you guys. You guys got to be a go-giver as well as a go-getter, okay? It's more important in this business to give than necessarily it is to receive. So if you're going at the business because you're looking at person as a successful point, or you're looking at somebody that, they're going to be a good coach and I want that person and I'm spamming people all over trying to get people into my business, your business is going to stall because it wasn't built on genuine relationships. So when you're adding in people into your friends, when you're trying to build those relationships on Instagram, just make sure that it's people that you just generally, that you get really good vibes from them. Like they're just people that you just want to connect with. You guys know what that feels like. Somebody that we would totally jive with, and just build the relationship as you would outside of a business. I think that that's the most important thing. The last thing, you guys, be a go-getter. This is your business. You guys are on this call, which means you guys are treating your business like a business. You guys showed up. I know for me, it's 7 o'clock. My husband just ran. He got my kids from soccer. I've got kids screaming downstairs. So you guys are on this call because you guys care and because you guys matter. But treat your business like a business and make sure you're doing these activities that I showed you today, because this is what is going to grow your business more than anything else, more than some fancy app that you guys might be using, more than some great video on YouTube, the best post on your like page. Building the relationships and adding people and giving them value is how your business is going to really grow. So it's like these unsexy things that we do every single day behind the scenes that really, really grow your business. And I believe that this is the things that you guys might follow top coaches and say, how do they get all these likes? How do they get these people commenting? How do they recruit all these coaches? It's because of the stuff that you guys don't see behind the scenes. So I just kind of wanted to give you guys an inside look of what I do to build my business every single day. And I'll open it up for any questions that you guys might have about this. Let me stop my screen share. All right. Do you guys have any questions for me about the call?
I think there are a lot of questions in the chat.
Okay.
Let me scroll through and see if I can find some. First of all, this is amazing, Alyssa. I think it's very clear why you're a top 10 coach, just looking at how organized you are, how amazing the system is. So thank you. If you guys have questions, feel free to unmute and ask them, or put them in the chat. And we'll do this for about 10 minutes.
Hold on, I'm like trying to pull them down and then they keep going down to the bottom again. Unless that's Jeff, or you're pulling them down on me? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe it is me. I'm sorry.
All right, wait, what documents do you need? Hold on a second. Can I add documents? Wait, it keeps pulling down.
Alyssa, can I ask you a question while you're reading through some of those? I'm curious how long it took you to set Streak up. Like, how long did it take you from first time you opened up Streak to starting to use it? How long did it take you?
An hour. It didn't take me very long. I actually just spent like a Thursday afternoon where I didn't have calls to set it up. And I think that it's one of those things that, like, I wish I could say, here's, tab 1, like your welcome email, or let's say like your introduction to somebody. And here's you're sending out your WooFoo document. I mean, everybody runs their businessly. They're so different. So your pipeline might look a little bit different than mine. And when I first did it, I kind of followed some of Brooke's videos, and she just runs her business different, which there's not a problem with that. But the pipeline and how I move people is a little bit different. So just set it up. And if you have to go back, like there's oftentimes that I'll add new boxes because I'll feel like, okay, I need a box for this. Like, say I'm sending people a lot of information about the 21-day fix. I just created a box for that because I'm like, okay, that was the 21-day fix information that I sent them, and then I'm waiting for it to get back. So it's really just like trial and error, but to get it set up, it takes like maybe an hour.
Awesome. They're asking, do you ever cold invite? And
No.
if so, what scripts do you use?
No. I don't cold invite because I believe that, you're just kind of like fishing for people if you do that. And the whole business is about relationships. So what good is it if you recruit 20 coaches, but you don't have a relationship built with those people? People are more likely to stick around in your business and go through the trials and tribulations if they have a relationship with you first. I've noticed that people that I haven't built relationships with, or maybe, came to me from like one of my ads or something, if I don't spend that time to really do that first call with them and really continue to build that relationship, they're most likely to quit the business. And so I believe that, building the relationships is really, really key before you send out an invite to somebody.
Let's see. So someone else asked, how long do you keep people in the, where'd it go? I lost it. The relationship building or add value stage. How long do you keep people in the add value stage?
Well, okay, so I think that that's different with everybody because, like I said, like the one girl that I just started building a relationship with, I have a call with her scheduled tomorrow. And so if your page on Facebook or whatever you use is reflective of you, people are going to be able to scroll down and realize who you are as an individual. So don't be scared to just be yourself. That's where people are going to be able to connect with you, right? So each post, like, what are you sharing? Make sure it has something about you in your life. Don't just post to post, because you're using that. So when people come in and kind of cruise your timeline, they're going to get to understand who you are as an individual. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Sometimes people really aren't on Facebook that much. And so how can I really build that relationship when they're not really on Facebook? I don't ever count them out, but at the same time, I've got to have something to be able to kind of grab onto and to build that relationship. So I can't really say like a specific amount of time because it just really all depends. The one thing I will say though is that once the relationship does start getting built up, you guys will really notice these people are going to start commenting. They're going to start really liking on your stuff. They're going to be reaching out to you a little bit more. And sometimes before you even send them an invite, when you do a post for a challenge group or a post about coaching, those are the people that are going to show up and want to, join your sneak peeks or your plans groups or anything that you have to offer.
Let's see. There are a few more questions. If you guys have any additional ones, hurry and add them. We have about 5 more minutes.
Okay, let's see. You have no luck searching for friends who have similar interests with the search bar. So, Jen, I would think, like, who are you as a person? What have you overcome? What do you like? Where do you like to shop? What do you like to do? What are your hobbies? Like, think outside of fitness. That's really the key. And with Facebook, I feel like they know more about us than the government does. So you could say, like, people that liked even a certain page, and those people would pull up for you. So you can use the search bar to look for absolutely anything as long as you know who you are as an individual. And then send those people that kind of give you that, I would like that person. I think that we have a lot in common. That's who you're going to want to send your friend request to. What call to action do I use on my Facebook ads? Okay, so it all really depends. So like I told you guys, my market is a little bit different. So my market is primarily people in the medical profession. Now, occasionally I will do a post for moms because, wanting to stay home with my kids is why I went full force with Beachbody. But let me see here on my notes, because I have my last one that I did here for my medical one. So for example, I started off and I tell my story, right? So why I got into health and fitness coaching to begin with. And then I think it's important that you say, like, exactly what it is that you're looking for. So I include, like, here's what I'm looking for. Those that like to help others, nurses, doctors, dentists, PAs, NPs, and health coaches that want to focus on health and disease prevention while working from home, fitness trainers and fitness professionals that want to grow a business using an international company as a platform, individuals that are driven, go-getters, passionate, and want to be a change in the life of another person. So I am looking for go-getters. I'm looking for people that, I have a Ruby personality, so I'm looking for people that are self-starters. And I feel like that is going to help you to find those rock star coaches, right? If you're putting out there, like, I'm not going to hold your hand. I'm looking for somebody that's going to be an independent. And then I let them know I have a brand new coach training available. This is something that's really important. How many people, like, you have to tell people you have a training available, right? How many people, like, they have no idea, first of all, that they could be a coach, and second of all, that you're going to train them on how to do this. So make sure that you include that in your post as well. And then I just say, I have an application process that's starting now. I'm looking for 20 individuals that want to apply. And then I include my WooFoo document for my coach application, or ask them to post below. Some people will fill out the application. Other people will post their email below. So that's what my call to action is for my Facebook ads. What do you do after you send the invite? Do you transition to email and send the application? Yeah, so actually after I invite somebody to coaching or to a challenge group, I ask for their email, and I do it all through Streak because I don't trust Facebook. I have had messages disappear. I've had posts disappear. I just don't trust it for my business. And also I'm building my list, right? So I want to make sure that I capture this person's information and pull it over to my list, which is being used within Streak. How long do I wait to follow up after the initial invite? Well, normally like 2 days. So if I send them an invite and they haven't responded back, I just realize that people are busy. Not everybody's on Facebook. Sometimes even like yourself, you could check your messages and you could be busy. You could be doing something. You could be with your kids and you don't have time to respond. And before you know it, you forgot. So just kind of realize that that's what's happening in a lot of people's lives. Just because they didn't respond right away, most oftentimes they forgot. Can I add the business tracker into the group that you posted in the beginning? 2 trackers, powers of 5. Of course I can. Yes, I can do that. Do you have to have a Gmail account to use Streak? Yes, you do. So if you don't have one and you're using something else for your business, I suggest doing it because it's free and Streak is free. A lot of the CRMs out there you have to pay for, and it's not right within your email. And I feel like this is the only reason why I've succeeded with this, because I don't have to go somewhere else. And when I tell you that I failed with everything that I've tried to use, I failed with everything I've tried to use. Does it matter if your Beachbody email is not a Gmail? No, it doesn't. But if you want to use Streak, then you have to use Gmail. Does Streak get connected to your Facebook messages? No, it doesn't. But I move everything over from my Facebook messages. So as I'm talking back and forth with somebody, I'll say, can we just take this to email? For one, it's a lot more professional, you guys. Think about it. Like, what business runs through Facebook Messenger? Not that many. Now you can use like I like to use the microphone so they can get my excitement and they can kind of get a feel of who I am, but then I take the rest of it to email because that's a lot more professional than trying to run your business through a Facebook Messenger. Any other questions you guys have?
Let's see one more. Let's do one more and then we'll be done.
Okay. Just remember, you guys, just keep this simple. Like, just keep it simple. Add people in, build relationships with them, invite them. Do that every single day in your business. And don't be scared to send the invite. Oh, I actually have, and I will share this with you guys too. I have a really, really good call. Leanne Ruff is no longer working with Beachbody anymore, but she used to work with Beachbody in professional education. And it's a really, really good call on coach inviting. And I feel like it really simplifies the coach inviting process. And it also helps ease maybe if you're fearful of inviting to coaching, but it's a great call. I use it a lot with my team. So I will share that with you guys too, so you guys can see that and then put this whole thing into play. What's my favorite PD book? Oh man, I'm a personal development junkie. So I am like switching between tons of different stuff. Like right now I'm reading like the Motivation Manifesto, which I think is just a really, really great book. The Entrepreneur Blueprint to Success is another great book. Also, 10 times, I think it's called. It's something 10 times, but it's basically about, action, right? So the whole business is all about action, applying massive action to your business. 10-time rule. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Great, great, great book.
All right, Alyssa.
All right, guys.
Thank you so much for your time. This was amazing. I've taken so many notes and I can't wait to go apply some of the things that I've learned. Guys, please, if you can, just send some love to Alyssa for taking time out of her life and away from her family to come and share with us. Thanks again. And we really appreciate your time, Alyssa.
Oh, you're welcome. I will upload everything into the Northeast region of what I was just talking about. So I'll do the files and I'll do some, I'll put together a little packet for you guys. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. And I'll upload this training as well, so you guys can share this with your team. Thank you, everyone. And we'll have another training in 2 weeks. Have a great night.
Thanks for joining me. Talk to you guys later. Thanks for having me on, Jeff.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.